we need, of course, our tumbling tile blocks. I have here some wooden birds, and you see already they are from a thick wood, and they were only €1, similar like $1. So I'm really happy that I found them. I use some garland, I don't know, just from little leaves. And you can, I think you can buy them at any store, not only here in the Netherlands, but you can buy them all over the world, because I saw a lot of people decorate with it. So of course some glue sticks, some scissors, some brush, of course some wax at your choice, and of course some paint at your choice. You can use any color you like, and of course your glue gun, so don't forget that. What would we do without a glue gun and our wood glue? So these are the main pieces which you need for this DIY. For the first size ladder, we are going to make, of course, 2 blocks together, but on the top this way, so you have a nice 2 couple on the top of each other like this, and we are going to make 4 of them. And this is number 2, and squeeze and press it down. And I use my wood glue this time, but you also can use some of course I use my glue gun, and you can use some wood glue if you like that a little bit better. It's, of course, it is more sturdy than your glue from your glue gun, but I think everyone knows that. But the glue gun is working a little bit faster, and with this kind of DIYs you can need, of course, you can use some glue from your glue gun, because it's not really a difficult project and not a very heavy one. At least I hope it is not a heavy one. What I'm going to do, I'm taking 2 loose blocks and I'm going to glue them in between. So I'm doing some glue on this side, and I'm going to glue them at the end this way, and I remove the rest of the glue. And I'm going to do the next loose block, also some glue on this part, and I'm going to place it against, and also at the end of your first block of 2. I'll show you in a moment. It's a little bit better than I explain it to you in English. You see, very easy, just at the end. Now we're going to do some glue on this side and on this side, and we are going to place this one, of course, also against each other at the end this way, and squeeze it and wait until it is dried up. And now we're going to take this one and we do some glue. Of course, I have to get it off my table. And you see, I'm doing some glue over here and some glue over here, and I'm going to place not flat, but we are going to place it like this. I have to work with it and squeeze it and press it down. I'll show you now in a moment, like this. You see, this is what we have right now. And we're going to do the other side this way, and some on here, and we're going to place this one also again against this and in a straight line. So when you look to the side, you have a nice straight piece, and this is already the base of the ladder, at least for the smaller one. I don't know if I use for the bigger one more steadiness, we will see, but first we're going to make the smaller ladder. So we have the base, we are going to do again 2 blocks this way and glue to each other in a straight line. And this is so easy. And now we are going to place it, of course, on here, but you also can do it this way and then go further with the straight blocks like this. So you get a little bit more like a different kind of stair. I think I'm going for this one. So we are going to do some glue over here and over here. And now we're going to lay it down, and we're going to place upside down, because or else we won't see what we are doing. And now we can place it over here so we have it straight in the middle, like this. And now we already have our first step of our ladder. And of course it looks a little bit strange, but that are all my DIYs, so don't worry about it. We will get the hang of it. So This is already one. Now we're going back for another one, but we're going to do the straight one. For the second step of our stair, I made 2 blocks together. My camera fell out, so I'm sorry. I just did 2 blocks together. And what we did, of course, I'm going to glue 1 block over here. Like this, just do some glue on the underside and just place it in between and squeeze it and press it down. And we're going to do a second one on the other side. And this way, so we can better look what we are doing, because if we already glued it on top of our stair, it's a little bit more difficult to see what you're doing. So this way, and I show it to you again, you have them like a T again, and it's very easy. Now we only need to glue it on top of here. So we made this step, and I'm going to glue it not in the middle, but I'm going to glue it totally at the end of this line. So I show it to you in a moment on camera a little bit better. So I'm going to do some glue, and I'm going to place it at the end and in between, but of course make like that you have a nice straight line. I have to turn it over, so I have to the lines straight. I'm removing the glue. I know it takes a little bit longer for you. So you see, I have it on the end of the line, because what we're going to do, I'm going to take 2 blocks again. I'm going to glue them together. I told you this is a little bit of a different ladder than you used to. Normally you have just 2 pieces and just in between steps. But I think maybe it also can do a little bit more unique, maybe crazy. I don't know. I don't know how you call it. And I'm going to glue this one. Of course, I have to remove the glue which is in front of it. I use a little scissor just to remove the glue. And be careful that you don't cut yourself with the scissor, of course. And this is one. It takes a little bit of your time. So I'm going to do some glue over here and over here, and I'm going to place it not straight but like this, and I'm going to place it in front, so it is again an other side kind of step, and squeeze it so later we can place something on top of here. I can do a bird, I can do a little figurines, you can do anything you like. So you see, this is how is the first steps are looking like. Now we're going to do the other step. I have already the 2 blocks glued together on the tops, and we are going to do this block, of course, in the middle and over here. We are going to do 1 over here in the middle, and we're going to do the other one, of course, also in the middle. And try to get it as even as you can. And you see, this is already the next one. And now we are going to glue it not this side. This one we did on this side, and this one we're going to do on exactly on the other side, so we can make another step on the other side. I know it sounds very difficult, but really trust me, it isn't. If you look at this way, it is very easy to recognize. So I'm going to glue this one on this side. You see already the difference, you see? And then we can, if I glue it over here, I can do the double step over here. But you will see that in a moment. I'm going to glue this one. Oh, you see already my glue stick is already flying around, and he's already gone. So do some glue on the underside over here, and we're going to place it totally at the end, like here. Of course, I have to get it in place and keep it in place like this. And what we can do, we can make a 2-step right now. Again, 2 blocks together, and then I will do the rest a little bit faster, because or else you get very bored of me. I totally understand, but for everyone who loves to see how it is done, and this one is a little bit more difficult. And we are going to do this one on here, and I'm showing to you on the sideways. That's a little bit better. You see, now you can decorate something on this side and on this side. So, but of course I'm going to do some glue over here and some glue over here. And we're going to place it on top. Make sure that we have it on the middle. And I'm squeezing and pressing it down. And you see, this is the side. The side is always the best place to show you. And now we go on and on and on, but on different sizes. Now we are almost at the ending of our ladder, and of course I know it's different. It's not probably everyone's cup of tea, so if you don't like it, I totally understand, but maybe you can wait until it is totally finished off. Maybe you say, maybe it's different, but it is nice to have in your home. What I'm going to do, I'm going to glue two separate pieces, of course, also on top of here, and some stairs also again, and then I'm going to end it. So it's very easy. I finished off to glue this one on this side of the block, so I'm going to do this one over here on the other side of the block, you see. So I'm going to glue this one over here and the other one under it and over here. So we do some glue on this top of the block, and we are going to place it, like I said, under it and totally on the other side, and squeeze it and press it down. This is one, and we're going to do the last one, and we are going to, of course, be careful. I already totally into the glue and I'm going to place this one over here and make sure that you have it on the ending, and like this. And I showed you on the sides is better than I showed you and I explained it to you this way. And now we only need to do 2 blocks together, and we need the last stair or step, just how you call it. I have a feeling that this DIY is a little bit of a chaos. Let me know in the comments down below, because I have a feeling that my English today is not the great day. It's Monday. Maybe that's the reason why. But I have, if you don't understand, just leave a comment down below, and I'm going to glue this one, of course, on here. You see? Then we get a same way pattern like we have here. So I'm going to do some glue because I want to show it to you also over here, and some glue over here, and I'm going to place this one again on top of here and squeeze it and press it down and make sure that it's in the right place. So he's now a little bit big to show to you in totally, so I'm going to show it to you this way, and probably if you see the size you already know how to go for it. So this is already a 1 stair, and I think this is the bigger one because this is already very big. I use the bigger blocks, not the smaller blocks. So if you have the smaller blocks, then you are probably have a lower size of a smaller size of your ladder. So I'm going to make also a second one, but then a little bit smaller. But I am really happy how he turned out, and he will change so much if we do some paint or some wax on top of here. And here you see I have both of the ladders finished, the smaller one like this one and the bigger one we made together. Of course, the bigger one is only 1 step higher, so you can choose 1 step lower or maybe 2 steps lower if you want to have it even more smaller. But this is where I for choose, and of course this is a little bit of a different ladder, but you can decorate it very easy. So what I'm going to do, the next step is we are going to make 2 tassels, And you probably are thinking, what does she mean with tassels? Of course, what I'm going to do, we have now 2 letters we can decorate. I have my 2 birds. I don't know if they are too big, but we will see. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to do something different, and you don't have to do it. If you don't like it, it's totally fine. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take 2 blocks like this. And of course, I need already my glue stick. He just fell off. I'm just going to do some glue, do a second one on top of here and squeeze it together in a one straight line. So you have just a simple thicker block like this, and we're going to make a second one again, and this one. What I'm going to do, I'm going to color this one in a moment, but first what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a tassel for it, because I'm going to do on the ending, I'm just going to do one tassel. And the tassel was something Deborah was asking. She was asking, how do I make my tassels? But I am not really a great tassel maker, so I'm always making them very easy. So I'm going to show you how I make them. If you don't like this, just skip forward. Of course, you don't have to look for it. What I'm going to do, I always take a little, now I think 25 centimeters. I'm going to double it up for at least, now maybe 8 or 10, just as thick as you want to have your tassels. Like this. I see already, mine is already a knot, you see? I have to get it out. I don't know how this is coming inside of my little piece, because no one is coming inside of here, so I really have no idea how this is coming in. So maybe, oh, I already see they didn't have enough for the first piece, so just stopped and just tied it together, and again like this. And of course, I know I say a lot of like this. Don't worry if you don't want to hear it. I do my best not to say it. But if you don't want to hear it, just do the volume button just down, and then you don't have to hear me anymore. So don't worry about it. That's just, I think, one of the words I say a lot. So I'm sorry about that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut everything off. So over here. And I'm just going to do also a little bit here. Now I already have a line. What I'm going to do, I'm going to double it up like this. It's very easy, just this way. And I'm just going to go to the top like this. You see already, I see it already. I'm going to take my glue. I'm just doing a little bit of glue almost at the ending, and I'm laying a piece of twine inside of here and just let it dry for a couple of seconds, because glue from your glue gun is already drying very fast. And just turn it over and make a nice bundle this way. And you do it as wide as you want to have it. You see, this way, just go to turn it. And I think I have now more than enough. I have a nice top. So I'm going to cut it off this way. Do some glue on here, and I'm just going to lay the ending of the twine inside of the glue. Of course, be careful that you don't burn yourself. I don't feel anything on my fingers, but you probably will. So, and now you can make your tassel as long as you want to have it. I'm just going to cut it out because I want to have them a little bit longer this time, because they are going down the stairs. You see? Now you already have your own little tassel. And what you also can do, if before you double it up, you can do a little piece of twine in between and then double it up, and then you also have a nice loop already. Then you can even hang it. But that's also something you still can do. What I'm going to do, I'm going to give this one a color, and I'm going to glue the top on here so I can lay it down just a little bit different than you normally have. And you can do a little print on top of here with some summer or spring or something else, or maybe the 4th of July, just what you want. But first we're going to paint it. almost look at how I paint the little blocks, but I needed to make a second tassel, so I couldn't help myself also showing you how easy it is just to make a piece of loop on your tassel, because I still needed also a second one. So it's so easy to make. You only have to be careful a little bit when you do your turns over here that you don't wind in your ending of your, at least your loop for your tassel. So I think now you can use it both ways. You even can hang it, and this is just an amateur way, because I know there are much better YouTubers who can make much better tassels than I am, but this is just the easy and the amateur way, and very fast. So I hope you still enjoyed it. Now we're really going to paint it. For my little blocks with tassels, I'm going to take some schoolboard paint and I'm just going to paint them very easy in the black color. But like I always say, do whatever you think is right. If you want to use furniture wax, if you want to use the white color, you can use any color you like. So I'm just giving them a black coat because I love the matte finish of this. So I'm going to paint them both. Our blocks are painted in the black color, and we are going to do later some tag on top of here because I have some old prints and I'm still going to use it. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to do both of the letters in the furniture wax, and if you like to paint it, then you can paint it right now. So I'm going to take my furniture wax and just give it a nice rustic look, and you see already how much he is changing only when you use some wax. I always love the rustic color, but that's just my privilege. You have your own taste. So I'm finished this off, and then we're going to do the next step. Here you see our letters already in the furniture wax. I know you can't see them in totally, but if I move them like this, you see we have the bigger and the smaller one. I'm going to let them dry for at least half an hour. What I'm going to do right now, I have of course my two blocks we just glued together and painted in the black color. I have some little pictures I already used for a sign, but I always print out a little bit more. What I'm going to do, I'm going to use only the word chirp, and I have one with birdhouse on top of here. I know you see it backwards, don't worry, it's just my telephone. Later you will see the right way. I'm going to cut out the words and leave a little bit of the black over, so we can glue the Mod Podge on top of here, and so we have our own little unique little sign. I did cut out the words, and now I'm going to take some Mod Podge. I'm going to do on the back side. I think you already know how to Mod Podge your piece. I'm doing it on the back side, and I'm going to place it in the middle of our tumbling towel block. Of course, I am already having a lot of trouble getting it off my kitchen towel, like this, and I'm going to try to get it in the middle. And this is the word birdhouse. See, now we already have our own unique little sign, and you can do it, of course, if you are a great drawer like I am not, then you can do it, of course, with some pencil, and you can write your own words in it. So you have a very cheap and easy way to make your own cute little signs. And this one is also very handy to have in your tier tray. So I will finish them off. My Mod Podge is drying. What we're going to do right now, you see a nice opening in between here. What we can do of course some greenery inside. I just take a piece of the garland I have from boxwood. You see already it's a nice colorful green, and we can cut off a little piece of it, and then we can pull it in so we get a nice little, how you say it, a little, another fence, a greenery fence. Maybe that's that's the right word. So you can do it a little bit higher, you can go a little bit lower, just whatever you think is right. I think I'm going for 4 leaves off, like this. And I'm going to go also with 4 leaves off over here. And then you can just easily squeeze them inside, and so you can make a nice little green space in between. I'm going to fill it up. You see, I have the boxwood inside of our letters. What I'm going to do, because I want to repeat the color of my greenery, because I like the boxwood. You can choose any greenery you like. What I thought was, how can I make a little garland just from boxwood? So I just took out the back side of the boxwood pick, and I just left over a little piece of the stamp. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to do some glue over here on the back side like this, and I'm going to squeeze it in the top of this from this boxwood, so, and leave it in a moment like this, and I keep it in place until it is dried up. And so I go on and on. I'm going to do some on the back side, and I'm going to place it in, and then I hope in a moment that I have kind of garland. But of course, he is for the leather, so it is not a very big garland, but so I can repeat the color of my boxwood which is under it. I like to let it come back in my display. So I will finish this off, and I do it with 10, and I will do it for each letter. You see here, you have already your own little garland from boxwood. So if you find somewhere, maybe in a thrift store or somewhere else, some greenery picks, just glue them together and you already can make your own little banner, and it doesn't cost you almost nothing, banner or garland, just how you call it. So I'm going to have everything together, because also my blocks are dried up with my words on top of it, my chirp and my birdhouse. I did on each side, I did one tag. So we are ready to decorate our letter, and you will see in a moment the end reveal.